يلا شنو سؤالك؟ شنو سؤالك؟
تعرف أعتقد أعرف ليش اللاست وان ما اشتغل إلك.
ليش؟
هذا الكمبيوتر مالتك إيش قد يعني من يا سنة؟
والله من قبل ما تجي يمكن انت للدنيا.
ها؟
قبل ما تجي يمكن انت للدنيا، انت يا مواليد يا سنه.
لا قصدي اللابتوب مالتك.
اي افتهم عليك افتهم عليك،
إيه.
بس انت ما فهمت علي. هو شويه بت اولد، بس لا كان بالكونكشن مال المايك.
ها.
طلعته ورجعته اشتغل الظاهر. كان باد كونتاكت.
ها. أوكي.
اي.
إيه.
يلا هسه انوي احنا خلينا نبدي. بعد عندك سؤال شيء؟
لا لا.
Okay, let's go back again and more details about atoms and molecules. We should differentiate between atoms. يعني شنو atom وشنو molecule? What's the difference between them? And then we go to the writing of chemical formula. You need to start with how to write chemical formula or how to read the chemical formula. يعني if you have a formula, how do you read the name for that compound or for that element? And the opposite way, يعني how to write the chemical formula. طبعا this session is not giving you all details about how to write a chemical formula, but by the time you will learn it more and more and more. By the time you will learn it more and more, especially when we go to writing chemical equations. يعني when you're writing chemical equations, you need to know the chemical formula for everything. طبعا in general, يعني for your level, there is something very common, very usual, يعني very popular. You need to know them. You need to know them. يعني مثل تحفظها، يعني تحفظها. يعني مثلا water is H2O مثلا. Ammonia is NH3. Something like that يعني. Some of them. طبعا اكو compounds, so many thousands of compounds. طبعا we're not asking you to know all of them, but there is something يعني basic in chemistry you need to know them. As I said, مثلا water, ammonia, methane, you will learn it by the time. You're not going to learn it within one day. Okay? Now, if I go to the, that's very slow. Right. Let's again discuss molecule. What we mean by molecule. Is it different from atom? Yes, it is different. It says a molecule is made up of atoms. So a collection of atoms making molecule. Collection of atoms making molecule. يعني one atom is an atom, is not molecule. But when
عمو
two, sorry,
السكرين مالتك شوي يعني صار أزرق. ما أعرف.
منو صار ازرق؟ الشاشة؟
إيه مالتك.
Sema, how's with you? Sema,
نعم.
how's your
نعم.
screen?
It looks like black.
Is it
يعني
clear?
ماكو أي صورة. لا ماكو شي.
ليش ايش اليوم؟ شو القضية؟ Okay. So both of you, nothing clear with you.
No, I can't see.
No, we can't see anything.
Is it okay now?
No.
Just wait 1 minute. Still, yeah.
Yeah, still black.
Yes.
Okay, what I suggest we do this session. Can we do tomorrow? I use another laptop.
Inshallah.
Is that okay for you or not?
Okay, تمام.
Because
Is it
obviously,
alright if I ask my mum real quick?
I think the laptop is something wrong. I don't know.
Can I ask my mum if it's okay for tomorrow?
Huh?
Can I ask my mum if it's okay for tomorrow?
إيه قولها there is some technical fault يعني can we do it
Yes.
tomorrow?
هسه.
ماما. إسا طلع الصورة من جديد.
طلعت؟
إيه.
Okay. What about محمد؟ محمد؟
رجعت حمو. هسه اقدر اشوف السكرين بس لما رحت فول سكرين ما قدرنا نشوف.
هسه تشوف؟
ايه.
يلا let's carry on. Okay, let's carry on. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, right. What I am saying, we're talking about molecule. We're saying a molecule is made up of atoms bonded together. Remember, any molecule consists of at least 2 atoms or more. So molecules is not atom. Atom is not molecule. It's not same. It's not same. Atom is only one. It's only one. It's not bonded. It's not bonded to anything. Do you know the meaning of bonded?
Yes.
Right. So while an atom is its own separate entity, a molecule is what you get when those atoms bond together. So the meaning is when you have atoms separated from each other, they are atoms. But when they combine with each other, يعني 2 atoms or 3 atoms or more, at that time we call it molecule. We don't call it atom. So atom is only one entity يعني. So these might be the same elements. يعني sometimes you have 2 atoms combined, could be for the same element, like مثلا nitrogen with nitrogen, or oxygen with oxygen, or fluorine with fluorine. Is a molecule, but it's for an element. It's a molecule for an element. And molecule could be 2 different or 3 different elements. Like water, for example, it is H2O. So you have 2 hydrogens atoms and 1 oxygen atom. These 3 atoms combine together, making molecule. So we don't say about H2O particles, we don't say atoms, we say molecules. And oxygen, when it is O2, it means 2 atoms of oxygen combined. Again, you call them molecules of oxygen, not atoms of oxygen. If you say atoms of oxygen, it is only 1 O. It is just O. There's no 2. Is that clear?
نعم.
Is it clear?
I've just got a question.
Yes.
So is the molecule the same thing as an element or a compound?
Sure, say again.
Is like a molecule the same thing as an element or a compound?
لا. An element to compound, element, it means one type of atoms. One type of atoms. يعني O2 is an element. O2 is an element. But the particles the smallest particles which making that element is called, when it is as O2, is called a molecule. A molecule. But it is an element. But H2O is a compound. Is a compound. It consists of two elements, but 3 atoms. Look at it. H2O is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So how many atoms is there? 3. تمام؟
نعم.
تمام سما؟
تمام.
So you have 3 atoms in H2O. But all these together, when they bonded to each other, making one particle, one piece, at that time, it's a molecule. It's not atom because it consists of 3 atoms. So molecules is atoms, yani many atoms, when they combine with each other, at that time, we call them molecule. Molecule could be for element, could be for compound. يعني مثلا O2 in this case, it is a molecule, O2 molecules is for an element, which is oxygen. But H2O is a molecule of a compound, Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, look at this one. Now, if we start from left to right, from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, what do you see in the first box on the left? You see particles, some big, some small, some colored, some not colored. So these are atoms. These are atoms. Each one is an atom because it's a single one. Because a single one is not combined, is not bonded to another atom. So these are atoms. If you go to the middle one, look at what you have. You have like 2 reds combined and 2 blues combined and 1 white, 2 red combined and 1 blue, 1 red combined. So all these are molecules. Why they are molecules? Because they consist of more than 1 atom. It doesn't matter, same time or it's not same time. As far as there is 2 or more atoms combined with each other, at that time, this particle called molecule. It's not called atom, because if you say atom, atom means only one, only single one. But these are not one, these are 2 combined with each other. Is that clear?
نعم.
Right, but you, سما.
يعني هو معناته المولكيول كأنه بدل ما atom عفوا إذا 2 atoms لازم أسميها molecules.
When you have more than 1 atom combined, يعني at least 2 atoms combined with each other, at that time is a molecule. It is not an atom. It's a molecule.
Hello.
Yeah, but you have 2 types of molecule. The molecule could be for element or it could be for compound. When it is element, when the atoms are same type. Look at the red one and the blue one on the top, in the middle box. You have 2 red. It means they are same type. مثلا hydrogen with hydrogen, oxygen with oxygen, nitrogen with nitrogen. As far as they are the same type, it's an element. It's an element. It's not compound. It's an element. But because you have more than 1 atom, like 2 atoms combined, so we not call it atom because it's just 2 atoms in this case. So we call it molecule. So molecule is consist of atoms, at least 2 atoms. If these atoms are the same type, so this molecule is for an element, like nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, bromine. If these atoms, they are not similar type, different, مثلا, for example, oxygen with hydrogen, مثلا, hydrogen with fluorine, hydrogen with chlorine. So because you have 2 different elements combined, again, it's a molecule. The particle is called molecule, but it's a molecule for a compound. Can you see the middle box? See the difference? Do you see the difference or not?
Yes.
So you have molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. I think it's clear for you. So I repeat again, molecules of elements consist of two atoms, usually two atoms, and the atoms are same type. For example, hydrogen with hydrogen, nitrogen with nitrogen, oxygen with oxygen. But molecules of compound, because we say compound, so it consists of at least two elements or more and must be not the same type. Not the same type. If they are the same type, it's an element. If there are two different types, like hydrogen with oxygen, at that time is a compound. Is a compound. So we have molecules of compounds and molecules of elements. Look at the third box on the far right. All these are compound, the same compound, and it's a molecule of such as water, for example, water, H2O, because you have two elements similar. The red, you have two red and one white. Obvious, the white is different than the red. So the white one is, for example, oxygen, and the red one is hydrogen. So in this case, we have something like water, H2O, H2O. So two hydrogen, one oxygen. So it's a compound. Remember, compound is more than one atom, يعني at least two atoms combined with each other. Combined with each other. And if you say a compound, they must be different. If they are same, so they are element. Is that confusing you or?
No, it doesn't confuse.
Yeah, if you watch the video again and again two times, I'm sure you will understand it better and better. Now again, look at this just to remind you. We did this before, but I'm doing it now in a different way. Let's start from the far left. Let's start from the far left of the screen. What we having? We having atoms. We having atoms. It's not molecules. Why is atoms? Because it's only single one. And why is an element? Because all of them are same. All of them same size, same color. So it is an element, and these particles called atoms. Right. If you go to the second one from left, you have again you have similar, all are similar, but each one consists of two atoms, not one. So in this case, each particle, each one of them is a molecule, and because these in this particle you have two atoms combined that are same type, so it is an element. This is something like nitrogen, oxygen, O2, N2, Cl2, same type. So these are molecules, they are not particles, they are molecules because they consist of two atoms combined. When two atoms combine with each other, at that time it's a molecule. At that time it's called molecule. But the word particle is general for everything. It's a general. When I say a particle means could be atom, could be molecule, could be anything, could be anything. So particle is a general word, it's not specific for something. Now, if you go to the third one from left, second one from right, you have again molecules. Why they are molecules? Because you have for each one, you have more than like 2 or 3 or 4 atoms combined with each other. So these are a compound, but each one is called molecule. We cannot call them atoms because each one consists of more than one atom. Look at the last one, the one first one from right. You have something like atoms, the red one, the single one. You have something like molecules. I can see it like a blue, I don't know. And you have another type consists of about 4 atoms combined. So something we have a mixture of element and a compound. We have like molecules and we having atoms. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that okay? Good. Now again, atoms and molecules, look at this one on the left, hydrogen, it's 1 hydrogen atom. The second one is 2 hydrogen atoms. As far as they are not combined, they are still atoms. But when you go to the third one from left and the second one from right, we write H2. So 1 hydrogen molecule, it is 1 hydrogen molecule. Look at the way we're writing. If you go to the second one from left, we write 2 on the left and then H. And the next one, and the third one from left, we're writing the 2 on the right. Can you concentrate about this point, please, with me? Mohammed, Sama?
نعم.
Can you concentrate on the way we're writing? I do it again. If you go to the second one from left, we're writing 2 on the left. For the third one, we're writing the 2 on the right. That makes difference. That means, yani each one, the way we write it, it gives a meaning. So what's the meaning for when you're writing 2, big 2 with H, it means you have 2 hydrogen atoms. Yani they are not combined. Like you're saying 2 pens, 2 pencils, 2 books, 2 cars. That's a number of atoms. So that's the number. When you write 2 on the right and small subscript, it means you have 2 hydrogen atoms, yes, but they are combined. They are bonded to each other and both making 1 molecule of hydrogen. 1 molecule of hydrogen. And look at the picture, is different. Can you see the difference?
نعم.
Good. Sama,
No.
can you see the difference? So remember, 2 on the left has a meaning and 2 on the right has different meaning. That's chemistry. This is chemistry. Right. So what about if you have 2 molecules of hydrogen? 2 molecules of hydrogen. Again, as you're written with 2 atoms, if you want to write 2 molecules, again, you put the 2 on the left. So when I write 2H2, 2H2, the one from the right, the first one from the right, it means you have 2 molecules of hydrogen, and each molecule consists of 2 atoms combined with each other. Look at the picture. Look at the picture showing you have 2 molecules, and each molecule consists of 2 atoms combined with each other. So each number of 2 written has a meaning. So this means you have 2 molecules of hydrogen. Okay?
Yes.
Good. Now, again, with doing with compounds contain more than 1 type of atom. I think by now you know this well. Compound always contain more than 1 type of atom. Look at what we're saying, more than 1 type of atom. Concentrate with the words. Yani you have at least 2 different atoms, 2 different atoms, okay? So they are formed from elements by chemical reaction. طبعا chemical reaction, we will study chemical reactions and how we write chemical equations, which always involve the formation of one or more new substance, often involving an energy change. We will go in details about this later. But remember, compounds, as you see, water molecule compounds, it's H2O, that's ammonia molecule compounds. Again, we're saying molecule. Why are we saying molecule? Because there are more than one atom combined with each other. And because you have NH3, so you have one nitrogen, three hydrogen, so you have two different elements combined. So this is a compound. Okay. Now, when we have H2O, for example, the ratio always fixed for any molecule of water. Always we have two hydrogen, one oxygen. Two hydrogen, one oxygen. That's water. There's no two different molecules of water. All molecules of water contains two hydrogen, one oxygen. That's why we say fixed proportion. And ammonia again, same. Look at the ammonia. You have one nitrogen and three hydrogen. So this molecule of ammonia is same for any molecule of ammonia. Exactly same. One nitrogen, three hydrogen. This ratio is fixed in all ammonia molecules. Always one nitrogen, three hydrogens. If any difference happen, at that time it's not ammonia, it's something else. It's something else. It's like a mobile number. Any digit any one of the digits change, it's not the same mobile, it's another mobile. It's like a code. Good. Now, these are examples about some elements that exist as molecules, not as atoms. مثلا hydrogen always exists as H2. Or nitrogen as N2, or oxygen as O2, and fluorine as F2, and chlorine Cl2, Br2, I2. You need to know them. You need to bear it in your memory. That's chemistry. You need to know all these. When they say hydrogen, hydrogen is H2, nitrogen is N2, oxygen is O2, fluorine is F2. يعني تحفظوها لازم حفظ يعني. Is that clear for you?
نعم.
Yeah, there is something in chemistry you need to حفظها يعني. You need to bear it in mind. يعني hydrogen is H2. Okay. Fluorine is F2. Chlorine is Cl2. For example, helium is not helium-2. It's only helium. يعني helium يعني the last group 8, all of them, they exist as atoms. They don't exist as molecules because they are not reactive, so they're not combined with each other. Remember this group 8, helium, neon, xenon. If you go to group 8 in the periodic table, it's the last one on the right, far right. All these elements, they exist as atoms, single atom. You cannot write helium-2. There's no helium-2. Okay? Because always helium exists as a monoatomic molecule. They call it monoatomic molecule. يعني it's not molecules, atoms. But if we want to call them molecule, they are monoatomic. They are monoatomic. Only one atom. Right, I think this is clear for you. By the time, every time we would concentrate on these points, you will learn it better and better by the time. And if you watch this video again, two times, at least 2 times, you will understand it better and concentrate with the slides and concentrate with what we said. Right, we have time now, something like expiring. I will send you link again, but before I send you the link, we're gonna do chemical formula. Have you heard about chemical formula?
Yes.
Yes.
What is chemical formula? A chemical formula is a set of chemical symbols. Look at what we're saying. Set of chemical symbols. يعني is a chemical symbols, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, showing the number or ratio of atoms. Do you remember we said H2O? H2O is a chemical formula for water. It's showing you there is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So the formula for water, for example, showing you a water molecule consists of 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So it's telling you the number of each atom and the type of atoms. Is that clear?
Yes.
يعني it's telling you 2 things, the type and the number. H2O. يعني 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So you have 2 atoms hydrogen, 1 atom oxygen, and it's telling you the type of atom is hydrogen and oxygen. When I say ammonia is NH3, it's telling you that you have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogens combined, all these 4 atoms, making 1 molecule of ammonia. So ammonia consists of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms. So that's called a chemical formula. It's called a chemical formula. Okay, I stop here. I send you link again because the time is expired with me. Okay? Okay, everyone?
Yes.
You
Yes.
happy? You happy with it?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.